Howdy folks, welcome back to Space Engineers. Today, pretty exciting. We're finally going to do some Automatons flight stuff. I've designed a small cargo drone in Creative and tested it out and got it to work in Creative. So I'm going to see if we can get it to work here in our survival series. I've already printed one. This is just another one queued up on the projector there. So let's go over here. I've extended out the base a little bit and started adding like landing zones for cargo drones, because I would imagine we'll have at least one other mine. We'll see how it goes, but we got our gold and silver over there. We may want to mine out some iron or other stuff elsewhere. And I've got some just temporary blocks set up here so I can fall down. So I can get up on the cargo drone. I've temporarily added a seat to it, so we can set up some waypoints and stuff to get it automated. So let's hop over here on the drone itself. It's pretty basic. It's just a medium cargo container, some batteries, and then engines, and then the various blocks that we need. I'll hop in the seat here. What we need to do is set up some waypoints and record some waypoints with the flight recorders. So we'll just kind of walk through that as we go. We'll pull up the list here. We'll look for CD1, Cargo Drone 1. Renamed all the stuff. So we've got a couple basic tasks, and I've set this cargo drone up to basically go from one waypoint to another. So we've got waypoint 1, waypoint 2 for basic task, because having it fly there as a basic task seems to work better than just having the recorder do it. And then we've got a recorder for waypoint 1 and 2. And we've got our flight move block to make it fly. And we've got some event controllers and some timer blocks to do various things. So let's get it set up. We need to get some things on our toolbar here. So if we go to recorder, want to add waypoint, and then once these are recorded and this thing is set up, we can just get rid of the seat and just let it do its thing. So I want to unlock. And I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Then what I like to do is get it down pretty low and set the first waypoint. So I'm going to lock and then unlock again, and then just push down. Then I've added a waypoint. Let me get up here a little bit. About there, and then I'm going to go into here to show AI functions. And then we'll make sure our recorder blocks say show on HUD. And then it doesn't always work for some reason. Not sure why. Let me just double check. We got our recorder. So show on HUD is on. These are on. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's not showing the waypoints. It's supposed to. And our antenna is on. Yeah, it did that some to me in Creative. I don't know why it doesn't show the waypoints. But I know the waypoints are there. So at least, actually, let's look. Oh, it stored the waypoints from Creative. I didn't know it would do that. Okay, so I need to delete all those. Start over. I didn't know it would store the waypoints, so there we go. That was probably confusing things. So let's go back down. And we'll dock here. Undock. Our new waypoint is still not showing on there for some reason. I'm going to add another waypoint. I'm going to come up just a little bit. Up there. I usually do like 4 waypoints. And another waypoint. We'll back off a little bit more. We're going to make a GPS marker node. Base. 41 approach. Sure. Should have named that assistant. Planet 1. There we go. And then we don't need to look at that. Okay, so just imagine it shows waypoints in the air there. I don't know why it's not. You know, let me know in the comments. Show AI functions is on. Show on HUD is on, and this is on. So I don't know why. So then what I'm going to do is just hit reverse order. And it's easier to see when you can actually see the waypoints. But so instead of taking off, the waypoints are set up to land, because that's how I want it to be. Okay, so then on the recorder for waypoint 1, we need to set up a couple actions. So I'm going to scroll down. There we go. So on our flight block, I want this to say precision mode on. And then on this waypoint 2, right above the connector, our flight block, we're going to say collision avoidance off, because we want it to ignore collisions and just hook up to the connector. Then on this final waypoint, I've got a timer block to dock. Timer block dock. There we go. And we're going to say start. So then in theory, that will work. We can test that theory right now by just saying play. But I need to get my flight block on. And we're going to have that turned off. Turn that on. Yeah, it almost worked. I'm not sure why it started going. Didn't think it had anything active. So this AI behavior is off. That AI behavior is off. Basic task is off, and that's off. So I need to find... There it is. Base 1 or approach. Add. Yeah, okay, so that works. And then... Yeah, I should have deleted all these before I saved the blueprint. I will fix that. So none of those AI behaviors are on. I don't know why it flew this stuff. Weird. Okay, so this AI behavior is on our flight block, but it says no movement input. So we're going to say play. Nope, not on that one. Recorder. Recorder, waypoint 1. There we go. We're going to hit play on that. So if we go look at our flight, it's going to come down. Precision mode is on. It's going to turn off collision avoidance, and then it docked. So it got close enough that time. Might need to tweak the waypoints a little bit. Oh, and hey, now it's showing. Okay, cool. So there's our waypoints. So let's go take a look at our timer block here. So the timer block dock, it has a delay of 2 seconds. And what it does is it locks the connector and then it turns off the flight block. There we go. So we have it docking to the base. Now we need to head over to our mine and set up the waypoints over that direction. And I think we've got a tree. Well, let's have it approach from over here. Want it to have plenty of time to move, so let's do mine one approach. That off. So the basic flight will come over there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go dock here and then reverse out of it. That way we get a nice smooth set of waypoints. Theory. So we'll line up that way. We're pretty much lined up this way. And beautiful. I probably should have turned off that conveyor because it just loaded us up with ore. I'm assuming. Oh, it hasn't yet. Okay. Oh, it's red. Right. It is off. Never mind. All right. So now I need to hit my number 3 key to record waypoints for the second recorder block. So we're going to unlock, come down, hit that. And we're going to come up 5 or 10 meters or so. At our second waypoint. Again, I don't know why it's not showing the waypoints. Let's pretend like it's actually working. Okay, recorder waypoint 2. We go reverse. That one's off, that one's off. So if we go back to our flight. I need to get some other stuff set up so it turns precision mode off. Alright, collision is on, that's off. So we turn that on. That's weird. It's just, I think it's just being space engineers. So flight, turn that on. Go to recorder, hit play. I didn't set up any action, so it's not going to dock. What are you doing, crazy ship? Okay, I think we should probably just turn that off. Because it's going haywire. This is where being able to see the waypoints would be handy, but I don't know why it just doesn't show the waypoints sometimes. Could be I'm doing something wrong. There it goes. Yeah, for some reason when you dock, it shows it. It's like if we're not on that grid, it doesn't show it. Very strange. All right, let's go ahead and set up the actions on here. So, I do that on the first one. Yeah, the first one turns on precision mode. Set up actions, flight block, precision mode on. And this one turns off collision avoidance. This one locks timer. You want to hit start, not trigger now, so we get that delay. It gives it time to settle in. No. Off. Okay, turn you on and then play. Move it to index 0. See if it'll dock. I don't know why it's turning. I just have to redo these waypoints. What is it doing? Okay. Maybe there's too much stuff around. Maybe we need to turn collision avoidance off sooner. I don't know if it's seeing like the trees and stuff. It's getting flipped out. So let's go back to our waypoint 2. I had this working in creative, but survival is a whole other ball of wax. Okay, setup action. Remove. Let's go ahead and set that to this one. That would be collision avoidance off. There we go. X0. No, I don't know. It's like weaving all over the place. I don't know what it's doing. So that's not going to work because it's just going haywire. All right, let me see if I can get this figured out, and I'll bring you back in. Oh wait, did it sort itself out? Maybe it sorted itself out. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a little unorthodox, but it did work. Oh, is it because on here? Oh, I think that's why. I need to make sure I'm undocked and go to info and say show AI functions. Maybe? Yeah? I don't know. It's being strange. Okay, so now we have waypoints. So those are all set up. Now if I go back to our flight task, basic task waypoint 1. When we get to this waypoint, we need to set up an action. And I want that to be recorder waypoint 1, play. So it'll go dock there. And then when we get to this waypoint 2, need to rename that one to be consistent. Oh, and this is set up as autopilot one way. So it'll go to this waypoint, and then we want to set up an action for recorder 2, play. So in theory, we can tell this to go back to base. And it'll be all good. So let's go to flight. Okay, those are all off. So if we turn flight on, it shouldn't do anything. Then basic tasks on. So this should fly over to base. Oh wait, I didn't set up. I need the after launch. Okay, it is turning collision avoidance back on. I also needed to turn off precision mode. Precision mode off, because that's the change I made versus what I was doing in creative. Okay. Flight task. You're flying really low. That's probably less than ideal. I'm not sure how that plays in with the landing, though. That might mess up the landing. It does have collision avoidance. Okay, we need to get those set up so they're actually right. Set that back to 0. And I had the speed limit set fairly low when I was testing. We could maybe bump that up. Like 50. So in theory, this will go over to the base and dock. And then what we're going to do is we've got the event controllers. And that controls it going back and forth. So let's make sure we can come over here and dock. We have a storm going on, so that should be exciting. Just thinking about it. It's all, I think it's the collision avoidance. It's being all touchy. Yeah, I'm not sure that higher speed limit is going to work. Probably ought to have it be a little slower. Okay, it didn't quite dock because it was getting all goofy. So I might have to tweak these waypoints a little bit. So let's do timer block dock. Trigger now. Alright, so it comes over here and lands. And it'll empty out. So let's go ahead and set up the event controllers, and we'll just see what happens. So we have a battery low event controller. So when the battery gets below 20%, what it'll do is disable. Where's my actions? Select actions. It'll go ahead and disable the event controllers. So cargo empty. When the cargo gets below 5%, it fires the waypoint 1. So go to waypoint 1. Oh, I need to make these. I made these backwards. Waypoint 1 is the base. So I need to change this up. Yeah, when it's empty, it needs to go to the mine. It was different and creative. So I need waypoint 2. Start. And then when the cargo is full, it needs to come back to base. So this would be waypoint 1. Timer block, waypoint 1, start. And we'll just see what happens. It may or may not work. So I do have buttons on the side of the ship. It's kind of hard to see, but I've got a button on each side of the ship, and that will just toggle on off the event controllers if I want to do it by hand. Okay, I've added the event controllers to my bar, so let's turn those on and we'll see what happens. We'll see if it fires. Sometimes you have to change the event controller condition so it notices. And we'll just ride along. And it looks, like I said, the waypoints are a little touchy, so I may have to redo those. Hoping this will work. So if we look at event controller. See if that fired. It should fire the timer block. There it goes. So in theory, this is going to fly over to that GPS waypoint for waypoint 2 that we set up. And let's take a look at our flights. We have precision off, collision on. So this may be kind of slow because it's... I don't know of a good way to... I wish you could just say, you know, set the speed limit to this. You can only increment and decrement. So it's a little goofy trying to set your speed limit. But we're going to cruise over and we'll see how it does. Should be nearing the waypoint now. And I'll switch over and try to dock at waypoint 2. Crossing my fingers. Yeah, I think the collision avoidance is messing with it over here with the trees. So maybe I need to build this connector high up in the air. I even thought about putting it on the top of the mining arm over there. All right, it has docked. Now our sorter is turned off, so it's just going to sit here because that event controller won't fire because it will never fill up. So let's go to ore dock and let's turn that on. And if we go look at our cargo, we should start getting some ore. Yes, no, maybe. There it goes. Took a little bit for it to wake up. So it's filling up the ship. Once it detects it's 95% or greater full, there we go. Head back over to the base. I think. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the event controllers. Alright, what's the flight doing? 4-1 approach, yep. Alright, it's just, I think it's the trees maybe. It behaves really strangely over here. We have, yeah, precision off, collision avoidance on. But we have the basics working, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave those on. I do want to see if the battery the controller is going to work. So if we look at battery low, yeah, there's quite a bit of battery. There is still at above 80%. Depending on the power used, we've got 20 minutes of power or so. It's kind of all over the place. But I think we can remove the seat. And we're good. If I hop out of here... Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll leave the seat on there in case I need to tweak, but... Oh, I didn't think we were falling fast enough to die. That was rather unceremonious. Alright. Oops. Well, that was a quick trip back to base. We'll have to go get our stuff. So let's see how it does. Some tweaking is most likely required, but you get the basic idea. Yeah, I'm thinking I need to turn off collision avoidance like right away. I think it's getting confused. And then once it turns, it's not oriented correctly, so it doesn't quite line up with the connector. Yeah, close but no cigar there, buddy. So close. Can I get up there? Need to go get my stuff. So very close. But I can tweak those waypoints, and I think we can get it to a working state. There it goes. Connect. So I am going to turn off the event controllers because I have a little bit of work to do. So I need to go get stuff. So let's go get my stuff. What a derp. Oh yeah, I added some drills. Yeah, let's take this one just for old time's sake. Honestly thought the jetpack would slow me enough. But we were too high up, apparently. No? It won't drop? Really? Okay, whatever. Now it will. That was strange. Those should despawn in theory. This has got that weird, like, wheel lockup thing, too. I don't know what that is. Unless it's just the armor being too close, but there actually is no armor close on it. Maybe it's because the drills are close. But anyway, I'm going to do some tweaking of the waypoints and get that cargo drone so it's reliable. And then we'll see what the adventure holds for us next. Thanks as always, for listening to me try to English. Take care, folks. I'll see you in the next video.